Hello, this is India from OCD Excellence. We wanted to post a series of videos about Corona, particularly for people with OCD. For those people struggling with Corona, our thoughts go out to you, of course, but we are aiming these videos at people with OCD who may be struggling right now. For the general public who could think that people with OCD would be coping quite well, given that the symptoms and guidance we're given currently is very similar to OCD contamination behaviours. I want to say that people with OCD probably aren't doing so well, and we wanted to post some skills and some support and guidance for those, and some practical steps that they can take whilst we are all going through a pandemic. So the first thing I wanted to mention is this idea of catastrophizing. If you've done CBT, and if you've done CBT with us, you will have heard of rational emotive behavior therapy. And one thing that we advocate in people managing their OCD is that they refrain from catastrophizing, because people with OCD are very sensitive to words, phrases, ideas and concepts and images. So therefore, the bombardment of media at the moment is really tough for people with OCD to handle. So we want to say that to remain mindful, to get back to your rational statements, to remember that it's bad but not awful, the situation currently, and to try to reread some of your notes and get back to your books that cover CBT to help you with non-awfulizing or non-catastrophizing. So that brings us on to the next thing I wanted to discuss, which is linked to this, is the media. I'm not sure that, well, certainly not in the time I've been practicing, that we've dealt with this kind of pandemic and the level of media attention coverage that we have. We're dealing with coverage on our devices, the TV, coming streaming straight through, up to the minute information. So I would say to people with OCD, if you can, try to avoid checking in all the time. Maybe limit yourself to checking in the news on the TV once a day, to limiting your time on your device and saying to yourself, well, I'll check the news on my device in the morning and then I won't check it again until the next morning. If you're caring for someone with OCD, it might be best not to have the TV on one of the news channels, Sky, BBC, all day, because that's going to adversely affect someone with OCD. And the same goes for speaking. So it's really tempting and so seductive to launch into conversations about Corona, but try to avoid that. Get back to talking about your hobbies, interests and pursuits. And if you're in a group, steer the conversation away to something that's not about the coronavirus. This will also help. Try and keep your language rational. Try and focus your attention away. And so for people with OCD, becoming obsessed, becoming really narrowly focused is also a trigger right now. It's all anyone's talking about. So again, mindful techniques, mindful ways to be present, to be non-judgmental, to keep yourself in the moment, to be focusing around you. If you are self-isolating and you're in your house, have a toolbox of things that you're doing at home. Don't give OCD the chance to take over your thoughts. If you've got space and you've got downtime and you're not active, OCD's got tons of space to do its work. So I think we'll leave it there. We'll cover this again, but I'm also going to cover some other subjects to do with Corona, such as people with contamination OCD, people with responsibility OCD, hoarding, all those topics and subtypes that are being triggered by the Corona crisis. So thank you so much for listening. Stay safe, stay mindful, and we'll speak soon. Bye now.